Hello everyone, my name is Chinmay Singh and I'm a senior at IIT Kharagpur. Today I'm going to introduce you to our work, Model Agnostic Information Biasing for Visual Question Answering. Let's begin with an introduction of the problem that we are trying to solve. Visual question answering, as the name suggests, involves an image and a question asked based on the contents of the image. This results into use of two modalities, the image as well as the text. Both of this information is passed through a VQA system which gives the output class as the answer. A typical VQA setting is formed as a classification problem. This is how a general solution to the above problem looks like. First, we try to extract the information from the image, typically using a pre-trained CNN model. Similarly, the content of the question are encoded by the use of a RNN like a LSTM or a GRU over the word vectors of the words in the question. Both of these information vectors are then self-attended. After the relevant information is retained after self-attention, they are further cross-attended with each other. The features obtained after the cross-attention are then added together and passed through a MLP, which finally gives us output as the class prediction of the entire model. These are some of the things that we wanted to achieve and which motivated us to pursue this work. We wanted to create a model invariant fusion method which can be used across different VQA models in a plug-and-play fashion. We also wanted to improve the fused features which are used in a VQA task by bringing the image and context features in a homogeneous feature space. We wanted these features formed in this fused fusion space to encompass all the necessary informations required to solve the given VQA question. In the end, we wanted this whole framework to improve the answering performance on the VQA datasets available. To meet our objectives, we decided to undertake the following approach. Our approach makes use of a backbone in the form of any existing VQA model. This is represented by the term VQA model. We use this model to obtain the fused feature representation ZVQ of the inputs, which are the image and the question. We enforce the fusion of this feature vector with an ideal target feature vector called ZVA obtained by the VQA model on providing input this model with the image and the answer as input. We then add a regularization term to the final loss to minimize the distance between these two feature vectors ZVQ and ZVA. We wanted this feature space to be homogeneous and thus to bridge the gap between the two semantic spaces ZVQ and ZVA, we linearly interpolate between them to obtain Z interpolation. The obtained feature vector Z interpolation is then passed through the MLP in the end to obtain the class-wise probabilities over the different classes present in the VQA dataset. Finally, we calculate the binary cross entropy loss on these predictions. Instead of using the answers directly, we make use of the augmented answers. How the augmented answers are created are in the following process. For example, if we have a question, what is shown in the image, the type of question phrase is extracted, which in this case is what. We know the answer to this question from the dataset, which is football. We simply replace the question phrase with the answer to form the augmented answer. This is a simple approach, but this is used to create a longer length augmented answer which represents the way in which the question is represented rather than being a single word. This is how a model looks like. We have two branches of identical VQA models. The first is known as the question branch and is given as the input, the image as well as the question. The second branch is known as the answer branch. The inputs to the answer branch includes the image and the augmented answers which we obtained above. Both the question and the answer branch form their own respective fused feature vectors called ZQ and ZA respectively. Using these two feature vectors, we also calculate Z interpolation. This is also the point where we calculate the fusion loss explained in the further slides. After we form these three feature vectors, the ZQ, the Z interpolation and the ZA, they are passed through a shared decoder which is usually in the form of a MLP. The output of the shared decoder is the probability over the different VQA classes. The foundation of our approach lies in the fact that the feature vector formed from the answer branch inputting the image as well as the augmented answer is rich in information. It also has the sufficient information to answer the question. We treat this feature as kind of an ideal space to answer the given question on this image. So the aim of our approach is to pull a learned feature vector from the question branch which will be used at the time of inference, namely ZVQ, closer to this ideal target feature vector coming from the answer branch, namely ZVA. An important component of our approach as seen above is the fusion loss. The fusion loss consists of the following three terms. The first term is used to minimize the distance between the two feature vectors formed from the answer and the question branch, namely ZVA and ZVQ, in a Euclidean space. We also need to ensure that the above term does not trivially try to enforce both of these feature vectors to equal to 0. For this, a second term is added which tries to maximize the distance of every instance of the feature vector ZVQ from every other instance in the same batch. We add a third term which does the same thing for the feature vectors formed from the answer branch, namely ZVA. The second important component of a regularization method is the interpolation loss. The interpolation loss is a binary cross entropy loss over the predictions made by the interpolated vector. This interpolated vector is made to ensure that the two feature spaces that have been fused are fused homogeneously. We form the interpolated feature vector using a randomly sampled value u between 0 and 1. The interpolated feature vector is passed through the decoder and we finally calculate the binary cross entropy loss on this class output of the decoder. The following table shows the results of some of the experiments that we conducted with two standard VQA models, bottom-up top-down and multimodal factorized bilinear pooling. The underscore pret runs present here represent those experiments in which the answer branch was pre-trained using the images and the augmented answers. The weights of the teacher network were then fixed, and during the training of the answer branch, it was just used to form the ideal feature vectors using the image and the augmented answers. Our approach shows some improvement on the performance of these models, and we hope that with further work, we can increase this improvement by a further greater extent. As you can see from this visualization of the feature vectors formed from the image and question branch represented in red and the answer branch represented in blue. Without the use of a fusion loss, the two feature vectors are highly separate and can be seen separately. Whereas, after the use of a fusion loss, the two feature vectors can be seen to exist in a homogeneous unified feature space. We also conducted several ablation studies on the distance metric used for our regularization. The results obtained showed that the space fusion loss as described in the slides before worked the best in our setting. We hope that we can further develop on the ideas used in our approach to obtain more substantial results. The code to reciprocate the results of our experiments is hyperlinked to this slide. Thank you very much for your time. We would love to be contacted for any further suggestions or questions on our work.